It's absurdity and RPG fun. Tycho Brahe's behind creased cardboard, but you don't pull up chairs for humor, do you? You shouldn't miss this guy Cthulhu. He shakes a stone as Light Eldritch, compelling you, the viewers, to hit the merch store. 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 Walnut's Grove is gone, which sucks for a druid. Plus mail is strong, but nuts wise into it. Sigils on the cave wall stabbed like daggers. She took wolf form and she howled aloud. She bit at Cthulhu and she snapped her snout. And by her instincts led you to the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Rosie, she's shopped there before. All her grandkids get gifts from this store. Little halflings with acting pins playing footloose. I've seen them picnic beneath the stars, wearing their bright dark magic scarves. It's a one-stop shop for birthdays at the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store.
Denard's a paladin, dragonborn, who treats everybody else with scorn. But you know that they all deserve it, don't you? He gains entitlement from bits, or so Jerry claims, so I guess it fits. And they both expect you all to hit the merch store.
Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. Maybe there are gods beyond whose tendrils shift their waking pawns, but Jerry kinda seems like he has got this. Except the times when the phones light up and ideas arise, then outright erupt, and Jerry's gone, volcanic curse at Rothfuss. What now, Rothfuss? Come on, Rothfuss. Ignore Rothfuss. Gosh darn Rothfuss. Dang it, Rothfuss. My game, Rothfuss. Go home, Rothfuss.
Shut up,
Rothfuss. Flippin' Rothfuss. Let's not do this. Hit the merch store. Hit the merch store. I want a girl who will mine for her diamonds. I want a girl who can sort a chest. I want a girl with shears that cut and swords that burn through zombie flesh. I want a girl who knows world generation, who crafts furrows and times her attack. She's modding her community. She's flying through the air. She's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron. I want a girl who logs in early. I want a girl who plays till late. I want a girl with unobstructed creativity.
Unobstructed.
Who uses a tripwire to ruin your day. With shulker boxes organized and lustrous in a tone that will torch you like desert grass. Who crafts furrows and times her attack. She's smelting out impurities and feeding her cat. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la.
Whose shield is emblazoned. I want a girl with good enchantments. On some server we will meet incidentally. We'll start to talk as we shoot skeletons. She wants a spawn with biome convenience. She wants a spawn that's in good repair. She's changing her aim from wither to dragon. She's trading her archery for a trident that's self-repairing. I want a girl with a lectern and a full cauldron.
La da 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 la
The summer is past, but your days keep growing longer. There's no wind in your sails, but the storm's growing stronger.
walking hard, standing tall, keeping your head up through it all. Fighting fires, spinning plates. Goodness, how did it get so late? Lay your head down and dream.
Lay your head down and
Lay your head down and dream.
lay your head down and
Just let your mind float downstream, sprawled out in a moonbeam. Lay your head down and dream.
Joe Hills is filmed before a live streaming audience.
That's us! Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And first off, I want to thank Mila Gross for our first tip of the evening via PayPal, who says, "Hey, Joe, I hope this helps. Thanks so much for cheering up my siblings and I during the last year. Looking forward to seeing more." Well, thank you very much, Mila Gross. Tus siblings, hermanos? Oh, hermanos. Whatever. Either way, Mila Gross, thank you very much. And that puts us 50 on the advocacy here. I already did the expansions. Darth Vorthen rolled in with another 5, who said, "Last tip for the season from me, but much more coming next season." We don't know when that is, but thanks, Darth Vorthen. That puts us 5 away from the next face camera expansion. I better tell the other hermits to hurry up so I can pay rent and cover my car builds. Pickaxe says the title lies. You know what? It might be a Saturday Night Live reference instead of an actual truth. Who knows? Is it Saturday? My watch says it's Saturday, so we have that going for us. Okay, so anyway, we're going to go ahead and make some bone blocks here. We got some extra glass. Trent Boland says the title is more accessible than last night. Hey, we got that going for us. That's progress. Okay. So we're going to grab this. We're going to grab the glass. Did I turn this? Okay, yeah, we did. Hey, Winnie T. Ford. Hey, I love that magnolia you drew. Or painted, sorry. That was very cool. And the more recent painting that you posted with the... I think it was a stag. It was some sort of deer. Sometimes when I look at these things on my phone, I don't have the best, like, lighting / viewership. But bass trombone says you talked up MPT3K so much, and I have to say the show exceeded my expectations in every way. Thank you for sharing such a wonderful thing. Yeah, that's the thing, is there are people on Twitch who are doing brilliant stuff out there. You sort by the numbers, you're not going to find them. I looked into finding Manu and his amazing work, because I had been following some other pinball streamers and just stumbled onto it. Yeah, there is great stuff getting done out there in the world, and I am so lucky that I have found a bit of it here and there. But y'all, you find a streamer that does good work that is, like, not, like, broadly recognized. Not me, of course. Like, my face is, like, practically on coins. Everybody knows who I am. But, like, if you see somebody doing good work, you talk about it, and then you don't shut up. Like, I was a deer. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was very cool. It was like an autumnal deer scene. Yeah. That was really cool. Sorry, I'm juggling like 4 conversations right now because my brain is kind of all over the place. I got a lot going on, but I'm trying to get things done anyway. Okay. We got a lot of glass here, and what we don't got is a lot of correctly dyed glass. So let's go ahead and dye some of this glass. Oh, here's the problem. We don't have a good place to put it. A reminder to relog for replay mod. Good point. Let's go ahead and do that. Somebody called me a duck noob. Like, I'm sorry, I've been watching DuckTales since the 90s. I know more about Huey, Dewey, Louie, and their uncles Donald and, Scrooge than you've forgotten. So, you've got no place to call me a duck noob. Okay, you're banned. I don't have any patience for this nonsense. Don't come in here and duck respect me. Okay? That's not okay. So, Vityav Plus says, hey Joe, what you working on today? I am working on a ludicrously tall cube of glass here. So that is what we were working on. Okay. Also, Darkwing Duck was the great duck in the 90s, says Bill Yon. Lexington Kennedy says, Dr. Duck respect. Grant Rogers writes, Duck Joe, woohoo! Hey, Righty J, it is a good day today. Badger Spanner writes, well, no, she would have a British accent. I like rich ducks and I cannot lie. Your other nephews can't deny. That wasn't British at all. Hold on. Thames accent. I like rich ducks and I cannot lie. You other nephews cannot deny. Was that closer? That might have been closer. Transit Biker says, Joe Hills, were you able to get your vaccine yet, my friend? Yeah, I got it a long time ago because I heard that they were like, they had extra doses at the end of the day, and I went out to a rural county to get one. And it worked. So I've been double vaccinated for a while. My kid is not because children can't be. So even though I'm not in immediate peril. I still have to generally avoid situations that would be unsafe, like being in enclosed spaces for long periods of time without masks and things, for the benefit of my child. Because she shouldn't be in... Like, some of my friends were like, Joe, do you want to go to the arcade? We're all vaccinated. And I'm like, my kid isn't. So she can't go to the arcade because the ceilings are super low and the ventilation's terrible. And even though we won't get sick, she might. So, yeah. Yeah. Why are we talking about ducks? I don't know. Somebody came in here and called me a duck noob, so I need to prove my proficiency. That's what happens. Sometimes people, you know... Dylan Brown says, is Joe the only hermit still making Season 7 content? No, Jevin is literally online right now. And he has 98,000 of whatever those are, and I have far less. I don't know what those are. Lexington Kennedy says, thank you. Super weird watching literal parents being so irresponsible. Yeah. Like, the thing is, it's like, yeah, most kids don't get that sick, but I'm like, but I'm not in charge of most kids. I'm in charge of one kid. And statistically, if that kid gets sick or has, like, a crippling illness for the rest of their life, that is my failure. I can't just say, well, I really wanted to go play pinball, so I guess we're going to go play pinball. I have to say, you know, I'll wait till you get vaccinated. Or I'll wait until you have vaccinated family members who can care for you. Like... So we are doing a lot of pillaring tonight. Every day I'm pillaring. Joe Van D says, hey, I'll be in Nashville later this month for a couple days. Any hidden gems in the area? You don't need to go look for the hidden gems. We've got actual gems. Assuming you're vaccinated, we have a Parthenon. There's a good one. We have, let me get the name right, because it's new. We have the Country Music Hall of Fame, but we also have the National Museum of African American Music. We have the Frist Museum, which always has great stuff coming through. Badger Spanish says there's a Parthenon. I literally pointed at it. I said that's the Parthenon, Badger. Like, I'm sorry if you didn't bother to take notes, but that's on you. Kaio says, are you the last hermit still recording? Jevin's online right now. I just said that. Jevin's online. My daughter has been in virtual school, but Nashville is having all the kids go in person this fall. Chime says, spoiler alert, did you just say Jevin is on? Jevin is not a spoiler, so I don't know what you care about. Jevin's online twice. Just as a quick reminder to everybody, tips are always appreciated via paypal.me/JoeHills, and we are currently, according to this abacus, 5 away from our next face camera expansion. So, let me make sure I get this. What part of the nether hub on the roof is this? The box part? We're building another box. Ajay Joel says, is your title supposed to be a play on Saturday Night Live? I don't know what that is. Okay, let's go get more glass at this point. I want more glass and I cannot lie. Okay. Actually, so we're gonna get more glass out of here. Okay, then we'll make that, and then we'll make this. Okay. build this and move that in here, and we'll go with this. Might have messed this up a bit. Sure, it's fine, but like also like no, I could make room. Dennis S tips 10. Thank you, Dennis. That puts us 5 past our next phase gamer expansion. So here we go. It's time to where's my thing? Expand. And Dennis writes, got my first paycheck from summer job today. Can't think of a better use for it. Hope you and your daughter are doing well. Hey, we're doing pretty great considering the circumstances. Hope you are too. Congrats on that first paycheck, Dennis, and I hope you have a wonderful summer. Summer jobs can be a great way to learn all sorts of stuff. I had some really good summer jobs when I was in college. I did one summer at a library, one summer at a styrofoam factory, one summer at a laser rangefinder. It wasn't really a factory. There was like 16 people soldering things, but like I guess it was you could call it a factory. It was manufacturing place. It was weird. And one summer doing web development. So, yeah. Summer jobs are a great way to learn stuff. Manufacturing center. Yeah, like it was like 16 people, and like the guy who owned the company had like a PhD in optics, and all the chips were super old. The firmware was super basic on everything. But like we just built laser rangefinders for golfers and hunters and archers. And like some of that like basic technology is now used in like self-driving cars on the LiDAR arrays and stuff. This was like 15 years ago. Torque says, who determines what seed is used on the map for the next season? We use algorithms and like hardware and software solutions to look for seeds. I have personally reviewed about 50 seeds in the last week and a half. So that's part of the reason I'm so tired, is I looked at 18 seeds today, and it took about 2 hours, to do right. Dang it. Okay, that one's almost to the top, so I'm going to be looking at more seeds tomorrow. But yeah, we don't have a seed chosen yet. What are the criteria for a good seed? Well, basically, a good seed is a seed that helps every hermit do their best work. So you might have somebody like me who is like, oh, hey, I was in this kind of forest last time, in a peninsula or an isthmus or a, what was it? This year. So basically, like, okay, I don't want to do what I did this time. I want to do something different. Give me a flower forest. Somebody else might say, oh, I did this. I was in a jungle this time, or I was in a mesa this time, or I was in a desert. I want this. So we have the algorithm search for... Praxis says, what seed finder do you use? It's in-house, kind of. It's proprietary. Wutax is the developer of this. And it, like, literally... It's basically a Minecraft mod that plugs into a bunch of other things. Wutax has been, like, sometimes the community asks Wutax to distribute it, but like there's certain types of Minecraft mods that like aren't necessarily distribution friendly because of like how they interface with the game, you know. So it's a non-trivial thing. But yeah, Wutax is the genius behind it, And so all the hermits basically say what they're looking for. And so, like, if we have, like, 8 people say, I want to be in a desert, we make sure that we only select seeds that have a large enough desert. And if we say we need 3 separate flower forests on the seed, the algorithm searches for that, too. We might say we want a shopping district that's this or that, you know. So in past years, we've looked for mushroom islands. Badger Spanish says, HermitCraft saving the HermitCraft server yet again. I don't know if they're saving us. But NJ says, were you able to find any viable candidates? Depends who you ask. So that's the thing, too, is just because the seed finding algorithm says, like, here's a seed with the number of biomes you asked for in close proximity to each other, that doesn't make it a good seed. For it to be a good seed, people have to look at it and say, like, does this meet my needs or not, you know? Because let's say that somebody wants a certain biome, but, like, they don't want to overlook an ocean. Well, we can kind of plug that into the thing some, but if there's a really thin strip of another biome blocking the ocean, but then the ocean's right on the other side, well, that didn't actually solve it. So you got to log in and look through them all. So I've spent a lot of time flying around different seeds and making notes in spreadsheets. But I'm not trying to be like, oh yeah, I'm the hero here. Because there's a lot of other hermits who are doing the same thing. Like, we kind of divvy up, like, hey, I'll check if the seed has this, and you go ahead and look at this, and then other people will look at this, and then anything that, like, is worth bringing to the group, everybody will look at, you know. Polar Bear Queen says, can we get a sneak peek at the biomes you're looking for? I can only talk about myself, not the other hermits. But myself and Cleo, as we've said publicly in the past, are looking for a flower forest. I'm building a giant glass cube to complement this other giant glass cube over here. This one's going to be taller. Mill Does Things says, flower forests are my favorite biome. Awesome. Well, I hope you like the next season. Now, it's also possible that we might not get a biome for Cleo and I that actually has a flower forest, because we might just be like, we found a perfect seed for everybody but Joe and Cleo. And then I have to be like, I have looked at 100 seeds, and 80 of them had perfect flower forests. But you know what? Having done that, seeing the one that is better for everybody else, like, I have to admit, this one's better for everybody else. I guess Cleo and I will be in a plains. Like, that's part of it, too, is this is part of being a collaborator and an artist, is that you have to accept that, like, to get 20-something people on the same page, you might need to accept that you don't get what's best for you. Because in the long term, what's best for the group is best for you. But in the short term, you're like, oh, I've really planned my first few episodes about flowers. And I can't have flowers, and now I don't know what to do. Mr. Beep says, do you think you'll do another long-term D&D inspired build like the winery? I don't have a D&D build planned for this season of HermitCraft, because I'm actually going to do a side series about D&D, hopefully, once my kid gets back in school, or maybe a little earlier while she's gone for the summer with the other side of the family, but I'm not sure yet. But, like, I have other D&D projects planned that are not on HermitCraft, so no HermitCraft D&D stuff to announce. Daniel says, Joe and Cleo build around a 32 by 32 flower forest. There was one seed that had, like, an 8 by 8 flower forest. And we were like, if this is the one that everybody else wants, we'll make it work. Like, And it ended up not being the one that everybody else wanted after all, but, you know. So. Okay, so where's the... So we need to connect this one across here. Hermit Quest was actually a separate thing that Iskall made a while ago. So we wouldn't call that our... We wouldn't name our D&D series that. Dean Baker says a flower forest is a big flower farm anyway, no? Well, it could also be a big flower opportunity. It's Caleb Play says, has there been a date set for HermitCraft Season 8? Not that we can announce. What is this sign? Oh yeah, somebody wanted Impulse to dig a hole here. He didn't do it. From the moment I place glass, I do not want to waste glass. I didn't write this song in advance. Make a bakery called Flower Forest. That's an idea. Okay, so we need to go up 8. So this is... oh, I didn't bring the scaffolds. Joel Stoner is the I can't talk about that confirmation. It's that I don't know if we have a date set or not. We might have had one set at some point, but that was unclear because not everybody agreed to it, and then we might be revisiting that, but maybe not. So, like, I don't know if we have a date set. Like, it's vague because we can't announce that we have a date set if nobody knows, and nobody has, like, explained to me what's going on. So, like, I'm guessing that I know as well as anybody else. Like, I don't know. Well, we got plenty of time. There will be a season 8 confirmed. Yeah, we have we know we're gonna do a season 8, but there's a lot of detail work. But like, yo, the thing is though, we never have this stuff sorted in advance. We're improvisers. We make it up as we go. That's why HermitCraft has outlasted all these other servers, because they were all like very rigid. And we're just like, loosey-goosey, yeah. And if there's one thing loosey-goosey knows how to do, it's how to pull a football away. So that's why we never put the football down. We'll just make it up as we go. It'll be fine. Lexington Kennedy says, the Loose in Loosely Organized Artist Collective is doing a lot of heavy lifting. It has done a lot of heavy lifting for 9 years, okay? We're good at this. Okay, so how far are we in? 9:30. Okay, cool. Hey, it looks like we got another tip. I need to thank 2 more tips. I am sorry. Oh, this one came in 13 minutes ago, but I just got the alert now. Thank you so much to Catherine for 50. Okay, let's see. That's going to be... Okay, so that's going to be 15 gets us 1. 35 gets us 2. 45... 50. Boom. So 2 face camera expansions. Here we go. Thank you very much, Catherine, for that. Expand. Numero dos is coming up. No. Aura. And you know what? Y'all have seen that money go straight to my head with each face camera expansion this far. But now, like Jacob Marley, these chains I forged in life are about to begin ruining my microphone. Here we go. Enter The Jost, oh no, they're hitting the metal chair. I didn't put these on right. I'm suffering as a result. Oh no. Do. Alrighty. So thank you very much, Catherine, for that. That puts us 5 away from the next face camera expansion. At this point, each additional face camera expansion will have a corresponding reduction in opacity. Then I see we have a second tip here from Marcel. Thank you very much, Marcel, for 25. Boom, that 5 gets us 1 face camera expansion. Boom, that 20 gets us a second. Boom. Let's go ahead and take care of those now. Expand. Juice. Lowering the opacity to 80%. And for the second one, grow. Hills. And then lower that opacity to 70. Boom. We are now 20 even away from the most obnoxious face camera expansion, the 60% one. So there we go. Merculator says, anyone have guesses at new hermits if there was one? The problem is, a lot of times that ends up just being people spamming and then getting banned for, like, naming people I don't know. Like, I don't want people promoting streamers that I don't know in here because I can't vouch for them. So I would recommend against that. But, like, I saw people on Twitter being like, oh, so-and-so hinted that they were joining HermitCraft. And I'm like, I have literally never heard of that person. Like, I don't think that they're going to be on HermitCraft. So, okay. We need to go through here. And I'm here to find scaffolds. Okay, boom. 7 scaffolds. It's actually perfect. Ooh. I had a long day. I spent a lot of time looking at spreadsheets and thinking about seeds and thinking about ways to organize data about seeds for large numbers of people to review. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We actually don't need the last one because the last one would be 8. I don't actually know what third life is. Like, this is something like I know that it exists, but it's not my problem, and I don't have time for things that aren't my problem right now. So, yeah. If we were gonna add somebody, I would probably know what that was. Okay. Like, I know that Cleo does it, and I think Etho's involved, but, like, it's... I cannot express to y'all how time-consuming it is being a single parent. I don't have time to worry about what the new YouTube show is. Oh, yeah, let me get rid of that person yelling in all caps, though. That's not cool. Okay. Hey, we got a tip via PayPal from Easy Peasy for 5, who says, more like HermitCraft season great. Well, thank you very much, Easy Peasy. That puts us 15 away from the next face camera expansion. Okay, so if anybody else would like to tip, tips are always welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills and YouTube Super Chat. Okay. Let's see here. Boom. Sleepy Flurgablaw says, would be nice to see a bit more diversity on HermitCraft, but that's not something that's solved overnight. I don't think a bit would be a good place to stop, but I understand that you are trying to be polite. But there are problems when you have a group of a certain size with expanding that group. And I am doing what little I can. I am acutely aware of these problems, but I am limited in my capacity alone to fix them. So feel free to make that very same point very loudly to other hermits. Hey, James, thank you for the 3, who says, I listened to Lines by Sean Hills over 100 times easily. Keep up the amazing content, buddy. You're my first donation. Hey, James, I gotta say, I appreciate it. And let me tell you, like, you could watch every video I've ever made. I've made like 2,000 videos, and the ad revenue would not be more than that $3. You could listen to that song 10,000 times, and we'd be lucky to make $3. You have just contributed so much more than advertising model allows. Like, seriously, folks who support the stream and the show directly, you are deeply appreciated. You help me make this show free for all the folks who are not in a place in their life where they can afford to give even that much. So thank you very much, James, for that. Okay, so now that we got these 2 cross beams here, we do kind of have to work on the capstones. Okay. Dang it, where's the one that I had all the boxes at? Because I actually need more scaffolds now. More scaffolds, please. Oh, this isn't enough. Oh, really? Actually, wait, let me put that back down. That had glass in it. Why do I still have that honey? Go in a box. Dang it, honey. Okay. So... green box maybe have scaffolds? I need like 128 scaffolds, I think. It does not have scaffolds. And we're gonna put one of these back so we can withdraw that. I guess I could have left it. It's fine. You know what? Yeah, let's put it down. We'll leave it there, and we'll put the black carpet on top of it. Okay. You know what? We can do the same with this one. Pretty carpet on top of that one. Yay! We did it. Okay. So let's see. It's Caleb Plays says, started watching HermitCraft early season 7. It went by so fast, kind of sad it's ending. Honestly, like, this is, I've reset HermitCraft 6 times now. We're great at it. Like, if this is your first season and you're like, I don't know how my first season could end, they end. But that's part of what makes the show great, and part of what makes us endure as a team is we go out of our way to do different stuff when we reboot. Like, in season 5, we had all these bases that were like super mega bases really far apart. And then like in season 6 we tried to bring things closer in different ways, and then in districts, and then season 7 we tried something else. We're like, okay, we'll all be around this interior sea, that sort of thing. Like, we do different stuff, and it's kind of fun. It's like an anthology. We do different stuff, and otherwise, because you grow and we grow, we wouldn't be relevant if we didn't try new things. You gotta just be ready for it. Okay, I'm realizing I need to pull up my thank you spreadsheet real quick because I need to take a hydration break. And where's the stream? 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay. Cool. So let's see. We're gonna go ahead and it looks like for this hydration break, we're gonna go ahead and thank Drew Baca, who requested Lines, which I don't think we played earlier, so that worked out well. So thank you, Drew Baca. If you're watching, I'm going to go ahead and put up our hydration break sign and play that song, and we will be right back. I wrote this song, my brother performed it. Hope you enjoy it.
Power line to convey a certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us all downtown. Lines of connection, communication, not the borders of boundaries that slice and dice a nation. Divided by the chalk lines of disreputable history, past failures are laid out as we shrug with absent mystery. Those bodies left behind us while we amble on ahead, fearful of the wrong things from newspapers unread. Before I tell you what to do, or you try to tell me, let's all see what's been done and where we could have been. By knowing what's before us, the path might clear ahead, and focus on new obstacles uncharted by the dead. Power line from a gurgling turbine, a telephone line from a quiet room, a metro line from across the city. Maybe we'll all raise our glasses soon.
They say across the fence line the grass is always verdurous, but we're not corralling cattle, fearing wranglers, foul and murders.
When we look out past divides, we're unsurprised to see
More folks erecting fences, becoming detainees.
Before I worry about you or you worry about me, let's all tell on ourselves we're the private enemy. Becoming who we're meant to, virtuous and creative. We won't dread the different, the stranger unrelated. Power line to convey certain brilliance, a telephone line to carry a voice, a metro line to bring us home, to bring us home.
Okay, so we can go ahead and take down that hydration break sign. Okay, I've seen some questions about, like, there's a lot of questions about diversity and things like that in the Twitch chat. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Is one of the biggest problems we run into with trying to recruit anyone on HermitCraft is finding people who have the time to make episodes at a HermitCraft scale. And that's very hard to do while juggling other responsibilities. So it's a kind of a chicken egg thing where we want to recruit people who already make episodes all the time, but if they're not already making enough money to make episodes all the time because they've got kids and they've got jobs and stuff, it's weird. And I did the math on this. I've been trying to figure out how to set up some sort of grant program that I just pay people who wouldn't otherwise be able to make episodes full time to do that. Not necessarily just for HermitCraft, but like to make the community better on the whole. And I'm barely getting by financially myself. So that turned out to be like really, I don't know. Like, I want to help everybody, but I can't solve everybody's problems. The number one thing that you can do, seriously, anybody in the fan base who wants to see more diversity on HermitCraft, find diverse creators and give them money. And if you don't have enough money to do that, find ways to work harder so you can give them money. That's kind of the best that I can do, right? That's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm like, if I work hard enough, I'll be able to help people to be able to work more on making these episodes to show how great they are and less time working at, like, Panera Bread. But I'm not in a place financially to be the solution by myself. And so it's like I literally don't. There is no solution here that I can accomplish on my own. It's a real problem. I know it's a problem. I've known it. This was a problem for us 5 years ago. This has been a problem for us for a long time. And it's not a problem we've been able to solve. And the community is bigger than us. So, but like I don't know. I don't have a solution here. This is a weird chicken egg problem that I wish I could throw money at solving, and I can't. So, if you care deeply about it, I hope that you can throw money at it. It's not just diversity in the gaming community, but it's diversity in the art community. Okay? Artists, a lot of times, have to have a second job, right? But the problem is, to be accepted into an artist collective like HermitCraft, you have to be able to put in X number of hours a week to really do it right. Okay? And it's really hard for artists who are starting out to be able to devote this many hours a week to making Minecraft videos because of the other demands on their time. Without the fan base giving them financial support, they can't draw down their hours at their day job. Okay? If you want to see more diverse artists, hand money to diverse artists. If you want to see their work showcased, that money gives them more time to make better work so that folks like us can showcase it. And I want to do more. I'm resource constrained at this point. I'm hoping some of the people watching this have more resources than I do and can fix it. Because I'm not going to pretend it's not a problem. It's a real problem. But it's not a problem that I can solve by myself. Sultan of Bandit says, you guys are complaining about something that shouldn't be complained about. It should be complained about. It's a real problem. Real problems should be acknowledged and addressed and fixed. My point is, it takes the whole community to address and fix this. Sultan of Bandits, I'm sorry. You do not understand how the world works. I'm banning that guy. If you are that narrow-minded, I don't want you watching my videos. You cannot appreciate. I can't even deal with you right now. This is something like, okay. And this is something I personally, for me, trying to find a balance between all my other obligations and HermitCraft, I know how hard it is. And the only reason I was able to bridge that gap was because of the brilliant, incredibly generous people who supported me. Y'all in this community who tip and who support me on Patreon, you made this possible. And, like, it could have gone other ways. I could have had to give this up because I couldn't put the hours in. There were years where I was having, you go back and you watch season 3, you're like, huh, Joe didn't make a lot of episodes in season 3. It's because I was doing freelance development work in order to make ends meet on top of my day job, on top of taking care of my kid that year. I couldn't make as many episodes as I wanted to. I was worried, can I hang with these folks? Because they're all going full time and I'm working 2 other jobs. You know, but y'all rolled in and you started supporting financially, so I was able to draw back that second job. I still had the full-time day job. But, like, this is not, yeah, like, there are real long-term problematic things that make artist communities lack diversity. And the problem is, a lot of artists don't have the money themselves to fix it. Like, we want to be welcoming to people, but they also need to have time to make the art to show. And they won't have that if, like, the art appreciation community doesn't pay them. Okay? Like, a lot of diversity problems are economic in origin. Like, seriously, this is a problem that needs money thrown at it. Please go get that money and throw it at the problem. Because I can't do it myself. I can advocate for people, but they still need the time in the day. I can't just say, hey, you're great. Here's an extra $2,000 a month until you get on your feet. Because I'm actually burning through my savings right now. I was burning through my savings before the car problem, and now I'm just like, hopefully season 8 I bounce back. It's been, the last few months have been financially taxing on me, and you know, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna offset it with other freelance work here and there, and doing that freelance work without the day job, like, that'll be good. You know, it'll be fine. I'll be fine. But, like, how do you get people to the point where, like, I'm not even that financially stable, and I'm trying to figure out how to get people to the point where I want you to be just as unstable as I am. I can't fund that. Y'all have to fund that. Like, I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know. Alex says, could you set up a charity dedicated to this so it wouldn't be you? No, but it shouldn't just be one foundation. It needs to be broader community support. You can't have single points of failure. Yeah, like, if Microsoft wanted to create grants for this, if Microsoft started paying marginalized creators to stream Minecraft $2,000, $3,000 a month, they could fix this problem immediately. Microsoft has that money. I don't. But, you know, I'm just, like, I don't know. So, Yeah. I am not content with the status quo, but I am also unable to move it entirely on my own. The best I can do is encourage others who have resources I don't at this point, and I don't love that. I want problems to be solvable by me so I can go fix them and then they're done. But that's not realistically how most problems work. Okay. So anyway, we were 12 away from our next face camera expansion, and Amanda just rolled in with 20, so that's going to put us 8 past that next one, who says, thank you for being you, Joe. Really appreciate you using your platform to talk about this. I do what I can. Here we go. Expand. Choo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And we are going to lower the Joe opacity to 60%. Oh, actually, at 60%, the face camera should be centered. So we are 12 away from the face camera actually being usable again. So, Praxia says, why rely on charity when he could build a community? No, it shouldn't be. People shouldn't need me to fix their problems. Like people should be helping people without me pointing the spotlight on them. I don't know how to do it. I'm not actually in New York. It was a Saturday Night Live joke. Okay, so we've got all of these that we need now. Oh, no, we don't. Dang it, I thought we got all this. I thought we got all the scaffolds. It's fine. Okay, well, if we go up to the top of this one, that gets us 8. Dang it. I can't land on this. Why not? Room 219 says, it's cool that SNL has been gradually fading to such irrelevance that people stop recognizing the reference. Yep, that's great. Tumble Dumpling says the camera angle is breathtaking. Daniel says, Mojang has a Minecraft partner program to pay creators, but it's for things like maps and minigames. No, that's not the same thing as, like, people who make YouTube videos. No, no, that's for people who sell stuff in their store. That is not the same thing. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna, like, I see YouTube is having an argument about, like, what is or isn't a gender-neutral term, and that's gonna be the sort of thing that's gonna be very regional and possibly upset people. Because, like, language is really local on some level, and there's also a lot of traditions that people are actively trying to break, and that other people are mad about trying to break, and it's a whole nightmare. Because, like, for example, dude meant dandy, okay? And, like, you would talk about, like, oh, look at that dude, and that's a dandy who came out west. And you're like, oh, man, what's this dandy doing out here? And it's like, well, that was gendered because dandy was gendered. But, like, also, there's an element of that where it's like, but a dandy is an effeminate man. So it's like, oh, there's a man who's defying gender norms. But because he came out west, he's a dude. And so we're going to call somebody dude, but is that masculine or feminine? Well, it's intended to be used toward men that are feminine. And, like, you're just going to end up in this spiral of arguing about, well, no, I'm talking about dude the way it's used in 1990s California, which, while admittedly derived from, like, 1880s California, which admittedly derived from 1790s New England, it's like, you're just never... Nobody is actually going to be happy at the end of this argument. You're all just going to be mad at each other. Like, you know, and so this is one of those things, too, where it's like, yeah, you're gonna have problems. Like, do I have the Discord chat open? Oh, no, I forgot. Oh, sorry, Discord chat. I clicked the wrong thing earlier, and I was looking at the wrong... Because the hermits are also talking, so I was reading the hermits talking and not the... sorry, live event. Okay. Okay. Okay, well, I don't know what y'all are... None of this is important for me to immediately address. Y'all are talking among yourselves. Why, NJ, why do you need me to look at that? Okay. Anyway, thank you very much to Andrew for the 20, who says, keep up the good work. Thank you very much, Andrew. That's going to put us $8 past our next face camera expansion target. So here we go. It's time to expand Jost. Do-do-do-do. And we're going to lower the Joe opacity. Do-do-do-do. Alrighty, to 50%. Okay. Yeah, so here's the thing, is like Erin McKean did a great talk on language at Google that was available via Google Videos before they bought YouTube, that I watched in maybe 2008. And there was the idea that, like, there was no such word as flammable. There was only inflammable, which meant capable of becoming inflamed. And they would put inflammable on tanks of things, and then people would smoke next to them because they thought inflammable meant couldn't catch fire. And it's like, well, linguistically, the word flammable doesn't make any sense because nothing's flammable. It's only capable of being inflamed, which is inflammable. But you can't have people blowing each other up because they want to smoke cigarettes, because a lot of money's spent on tricking people into smoking cigarettes right now at this time period. So the problem is, you could say, like, oh, this word wasn't originally gendered, or now it is, or now it isn't. Like, fellows. Fellows was originally not a gendered word. It just meant, like, academic equals, or equals in a particular niche. But because women were shut out of academia, all of a sudden fellows meant, oh, well, anybody who's my academic equal or compatriot is, of course, also a man. So now all of a sudden, fellows is gendered because of, like, flawed ideals about who should compete or participate in academia. And it's like, well, if fellows was never meant to be gendered, should we reclaim it? Should we drop it? You know what? If you're hurting people right now, you probably are screwing up right now. Just calm down. Just try not to hurt people. If somebody says they can't deal with this right now, they're upset, it's upsetting them, stop upsetting them. We're all at capacity right now. Right now is bad for everybody. We're in the middle of a pandemic. People have relatives who are getting sick. People who have relatives who have funerals they can't go to. Just be nice. Like, nice on its own is kind of a, like, oh, like, okay, you know what? Don't be nice. Be compassionate. Just accept that, like, you don't want to be a jerk to people right now. Everybody needs a break. Give people a break. Okay, so we need to be at 256 and 8 less, which is 248. So we're going to go ahead and Of course, I didn't bring any other blocks here. I'm gonna be so mad if this falls. Okay. Did I get it? Great, great, great. Okay. So, if we're gonna go all the way up to the top here, and we're gonna put this one at the very top. Whoops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the one that actually gets the white glass. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, our math is good. Let's go across. I think we're in the right way. No, the conversation started on Twitch. It's just, it's sprawled into YouTube and back. But, like, you know, for I don't know. It's weird. All this stuff is weird, is my point. What is being constructed? A cube. I am making a giant cube, and it is taking a lot of effort. Okay. So what I want to do is build this out enough that I can teleport or fly up there and land on it without just falling to my immediate death. Also, I think I want to set up a crossbeam here. That's not actually going to stay, but I'm going to need that again later. Dang it. I should have left that. Of your streaming chats, which on average gives you more trouble with being inappropriate or rude? Probably my texts, but like they know that other people can't see them, but that's why they can be inappropriate and rude. Although the latest one I got was very kind, so who can say? Daniel L. Tips 10, who says, I appreciate you for being such a kind, genuine person who is always trying to do the right thing, Joe. Thank you for providing such a welcoming space for everyone here. Well, thank you, Daniel. I appreciate it. I'm trying my best. These problems are bigger than me. I can't fix them alone. Honestly, I can't make a dent in them alone. But you know what? If we all just try to be more patient with each other, that might make life a little bit easier. So thank you very much, Daniel L. That puts us 2 away from the next face camera expansion. This is above the bedrock of the nether, yeah. Mars says, note to self, click submit on PayPal donations or else they won't go through. That's true. Also, I should mention that PayPal tips are always welcome via paypal.me/JoeHills. Asala says, Joe, I hope people aren't being rude to you, and thank you for everything you do, taking time off of your day for stream for us. Well, I mean, like, this is the best part of my day, is streaming for y'all. I love streaming for y'all. Like, there's a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff, like dealing with computer trouble and sorting microphone stuff that I don't love. But, like, the part where we hang out and talk, this is the best part. This is why all that other stuff happens. This is what makes it worth it. So, but yeah, people aren't being rude to me. Okay. Sarah Meyer says, on the individual, if we think about making HermitCraft as a whole accessible, it should have more languages. How do we promote that and make it worth it? See, the problem with that is there's like a difference between saying like, how do we bring theater to other parts of the world? How do we help theaters in all over the world make plays in their native languages? You know, like if let's say that you had a Shakespeare company and you were like, we're going to help bring Shakespeare to the Philippines. I want Manila to have a great Shakespeare company that performs Shakespeare in English. But like maybe what you should be saying is, hey, people in the Philippines, do you need money so that your playwrights writing in Tagalog can produce their plays in your native language? You know? So the thing about, like, if you tried to say like, well, what if we just hire one person to be the Tagalog speaker in the Globe Theater production of Hamlet? Well, like in one play, you don't want to have multiple languages because the whole audience has to be able to hear it and understand it usually. So like if you want to hear creators producing things in your native language, once again, this is a money problem. You need to find those creators and you need to throw money at them. You need to say, I love that you're making something in my native language. I want to see this happen more. Here is money so you don't have to work as much at the day job you hate. Who do you want to work with? How can I support them? Like, that is the number one way to fix that. But, like, in general, trying to create products that are multilingual in the same space is a lot harder. Okay. Thank you for the thumbnail, Badger. I see why YouTube prioritized that. Support artists you like to make the art you like. You know? Like, here's the thing, is it's like, especially too, like, for folks who are, like, celebrating Pride Month this month. It's like, yeah, I know Wizards of the Coast sells Rainbow Dragon shirts. But if there are artists who identify as LGBTQIA plus or whatever, and they are selling stuff that they made by hand, give those artists money directly. They need that feedback more than Hasbro does. Hasbro's going to be fine no matter what, although apparently this Toys R Us closure has hurt them. But, like, that's Mitt Romney's fault. Boo, Bain Capital. But Hasbro executives can deal with that. Like, you got to support local artists who represent the communities you want to see represented. This is the single best individual thing you do. Because $10 you send to Hasbro will not affect how LGBTQI friendly that their next product is, the way that, like, supporting an artist from one of those marginalized communities directly, sending them $10, that'll affect what they eat tomorrow. Okay? You gotta look at this on the support individuals as close as possible. That's why I've tried to build everything I do this way, so that if I'm making something worth supporting, people can do that. They can support me directly. Okay? And that's not just a good model for me, that's a good model for any artist. And if they don't have a way to send them money, ask them, like, hey, could you set one up? I would love to support you when you do. Please post on Twitter when you do get that set up. Okay? So, let's see if I missed... We got some new PayPal alerts. Thank you very much to... I'm guessing this is from Mars for the 5. That's going to put us $3 past our next face camera expansion target, who says, these are the types of conversations that made me become a patron. Well, thank you very much, Mars. That puts us, like I said, 3 past our next face camera expansion. So here we go. It's time to expand. Juiced. And we're going to lower the opacity now to 42%. If you had a question about that, there's your answer to that. As well as maybe some other things. Okay. So people in the YouTube chat are currently having a discussion about whether it would be better for HermitCraft if there were more YouTubers who were making videos in different languages. You know, like we have many people from all over the world at HermitCraft who speak English, Swedish, Polish, German, that sort of thing. But we all make our videos in English. The thing is that it's better for the fans. It's more accessible for the fans if the product is all in one language. Now, that doesn't mean there shouldn't be a Swedish HermitCraft. If a bunch of Swedes wanted to get together and make a native language survival multiplayer server, that would be great for them. That would be great for the people in Sweden. But if there's a language that you want to see represented like that, you just got to support it financially. You got to reach out to those artists, encourage them to work together, maybe even sponsor it. Let's say that you run a restaurant in Oslo. Oslo's in Norway. Capital of Sweden. Stockholm. Let's say you run a restaurant in Stockholm. You go to these YouTube creators and you say, I'm going to send you each $500 a month to make an SMP. And you can keep whatever ad revenue you make. But you got to say, sponsored by Lone Star's Restaurant. That sort of thing, right? You can find a way to make this tax deductible. Now that's an advertising business expense. But, like, if you don't do that, like, I can't help you. I can't make people speak Swedish on HermitCraft. Like, we need more things like HermitCraft made by individuals from all over the world. I would love that. And I don't know how to make it happen, but I don't know that I can, so that's fine. Carolee, TDR Enduring Dragon, tips 10, who says, just popped in, what you up to tonight? Here's 10 towards your next meal. Well, that's great, because I didn't have very high hopes for my next meal, but maybe this'll... I'll think more about that now. But that puts us 7 away from the next face camera expansion. Thank you, Carolee. And then we got another tip via PayPal here. Tips are always welcome via YouTube Super Chat and PayPal.me/Joe Hills. We got 10 from Ashley, who says, I love your content, Joe. Keep being you and putting smiles on people's faces. I do what I can. There we go. That puts us 3 away from the next face camera expansion. And here we go. We're going to expand. Just do. Okay. And we need to go this way, I think. Yeah, there could be an episode where I make all the hermits speak Swedish. And only, like, Iskal and Karalis are any good at it. That would actually be funny, but, like, it's not HermitCraft. It's not like a season, right? I can't even afford to hire transcriptionists for English captions. Like, and there are AI transcription services out there, but they don't do a great job with my twang. And so really the only way for me to do this would be to hire actual transcriptionists. And that is in my, like, long-term roadmap, but that's... Like, there's a lot of these problems are, like... Y'all are expecting things of people who are not at the scale that ABC, NBC, CBS are at, you know? Correction, Joe can't make the hermits speak good Swedish. Okay. Lexington Kennedy says, Joe forcibly coerces hermits into speaking Swedish whether they know the language or not. Incredimike says, I've used rev.com, $1 per minute to transcribe. That would add up pretty quickly. The other thing that is important to note is, like, when I upload my videos, a lot of times I finished editing it, and then I upload it, and then I'm still, like, late. It's like, I did a collab with so-and-so who uploaded it yesterday, And I'm getting, like, we don't have workflows that are great with this stuff right now. It's frustrating that I want to be better about this stuff, but, like, yeah. Praxia says, subtitles help me a lot. Even though I'm full of hearing, it helps me focus because of ADHD. I don't deny that. I just am not in a place where, like, I can afford the I don't have the turnaround. Like, I'm not ahead on episodes far enough to be able to send them off to a transcriptionist to actually type them, and I can't afford an actual transcriptionist. So, yeah. NJ says, I don't remember you mentioning the transcriber before. Really? Oh. Well, I don't know. I talk about it at conventions with people who transcribe stuff. I don't know what I talk to you about, NJ. This is why I'm not organized. I know I need to do it. It's one of the things that stresses me out, like, that I haven't done it. So I don't know why it's not written down. But it's probably not written down because it's like I'm not close enough to fixing it. I don't know. This is what's frustrating. Is like I don't. Like there's all these things that I could. Dang it, not. Like, there's all these problems that I could solve by throwing money at them, and I can't even solve my own problems. It's like, I'm trying to, like, find a long-term place to live. Because, like, the place I'm in now is okay for now, but it's not a long-term solution. And it's like, oh, good, I've started setting aside money for a down payment on a home. Oh, good, now I need to take a huge chunk out of that for my car. And, like, y'all have been awesome at chipping in toward that, but, like, it's like, really hard for me to, like, get ahead. And I don't know, like, and if it was just me, I wouldn't care so much about stability, but it's like, I feel like I have to be like saving something toward long-term stability if I'm responsible for a child, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I should be taking that money and dumping it into transcriptionists now. And I don't know either way. I feel guilty about it. And like, I'm like, well, you know, you can't fix everything, but maybe I could fix that. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't know, y'all. And so it's helpful when people tell me, Joe, you should just do this, because maybe I should do this. Maybe I shouldn't have a place to stay, like, permanently. Maybe I should keep bouncing. Like, as long as I can keep my kid in the same school district, it's fine. But that's a lot of stress, too. I know transcriptionists because I go to a lot of conventions where they hire transcriptionists, and I keep up with them on Twitter because I want to hire them when I can afford them. It's just an issue of affording them. YouTube got rid of community transcriptions. Yeah, that's a whole separate thing. Okay. Hey, thank you very much to Incredimike for the 40, who says cars are butts. I'm not sure that that's factually true, but metaphorically it checks out. Thank you very much. That puts us $3 past 2 face camera expansions from now. So here we go. It's time to expand. Just do. And there we go. That's the first one. We're going to lower our opacity now to 32%. And then we're going to grow hills. And there we go. And lowering that now to 24%. Hey, NJ, actually put in a note. Maybe I should add a new Patreon tier for sponsoring transcription captions on an episode. Because, like, I mean, that would, like, the problem with that, sorry, excuse me, is, like, it would also have to, yeah. The thing is, if people upgrade from that, which helps pay my rent, to something where I'm giving 100% of the money to a transcriptionist, then I can't make rent. So I probably have to price it enough to have some of it go toward covering my expenses, but also cover 100% of the transcriptionist expenses. So I'm worried that that is not going to be a cheap tier to add. But, like, maybe, like, I've been telling people, throw money at the problem. If there's people that feel strongly about it, like, I mean, I don't know. I could at least say, look, if you can give me X whatever a month, I'm going to have to go back to the transcriptionist and get better updated quotes because we got inflation at play. P. Baroncac says you can make it a goal on the Patreon. Yeah, that's true. If I found out, like, okay, this will cost me $800 a month more, then I set the goal as $800 more than what we're making now on Patreon. That's, as like a community goal, that's possible. Yeah, I'd have to figure this out. I think NJ left. Okay. But Scar's back. Welcome back. Oh, no, not all caps. That's too much. Welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. La da 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 do 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 do. Ba bum bum ba da bum. Ba-da, ba-da, do. Do, 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 do. Yeah, my concern is, so, like, the goal would be, like, based on, like, it would be, like, if we hit this goal, I can guarantee we can cover 5 episodes a month with human transcription. But, like I said, the problem is that we'll push episode release dates back by a day or two while we wait for the human transcription. Although, I guess I could transcribe them if I wasn't doing development work. Like, so I could turn down freelance gigs. Or I could try to get... I'd have to figure this out. There's probably a way to do it. I'm not going to yell at Scar and frighten Jelly. Okay, so now that that's done, we need to go to this one and knock out this. You know, honestly, maybe this is the sort of thing I should just hire my kid for. I could just be like, hey, for $15 an hour in your college fund, you can transcribe these episodes. You know how a keyboard works now. You're 8. It doesn't work in the summer when she's with the other side of the family, but it'll help. Maybe this fall we could try that. I mean, I still need to have that $15 an hour to pay her. Because I'm not keen on, like, having her work for free. And also a judge might be frowning on that. Okay. Carolee, TDR Enduring Dragon says, what are you making? I'm trying to figure it out, but I'm stumped. Well, thank you, Carolee, for that 5. That puts us 12 away from the next face camera expansion. We are making concentric models of this. This You Are Here lantern. It's a lantern above a glass cube. And then we go out a little further, and it's a lantern above a glass cube. And then we go out a little further, and it's a lantern above a glass cube. And they double in size roughly every time. So we're working on the build height equivalent. Winston Bravo says, is the stream still being set up? That's a great question. Luckily, I've got a whole song just about that.
p.m. the usual streaming setup. Turn on the lights, make sure they're bright and gleam. Title, tweet, pour water, tank top, and chroma. OBS seems all set, so I click start the stream, and so I'll pause, fold in, and open VLC. I'll put 2 songs before, lay your head down and dream. I'll say that's us to y'all, Joe Wills from Tennessee. Folks asking when will my stream begin? After howdy, it's items and chest tool breaking. Pickaxe went poof while talking to you professional Minecrafter here, there's no mistaking. So I'll click crafting quick anvil time enchant, pick that, I'll replace the books in a random chest with care. I'll tour my winery, I'm sure there's blocks somewhere, and then I'll hush and hush and hush and hush chaps where not any closer to recording. Folks keep asking and asking and asking and asking, when will my stream begin? Seriously, y'all, I need to record this next episode I've been working toward. I can't edit without footage, no. Once I'm all geared up, maybe we can start the show.
So there we go. We can take down that setting up stream now sign. Also, Carolee TDR Enduring Dragon tips another 5. That puts us 7 away from the next face camera expansion. Who says, last chat, whoa, so cool. I can't wait to see the world download. This will help out a lot. Thanks, Joe. Well, I do what I can. Thanks, Carolee, for supporting the show and making it free for everybody else to watch. Hey, Taffel, tips 30, who says, I hear cars are butts, metaphorically. Well, Taffel, let's see that first 7. Boom. That gets you a face camera expansion. The next 20. Boom. That's another one. 3 passed. So here we go. That's 2 face camera expansions. Expand. Joe. Come on, OBS. Come on. Where's the drag handle? There it is. Do. And there we go. Let's get my eye back here in frame so that we can see how big it is. Lowering that opacity now to 20%. And numero dos. Expand. Just. Do. And there we go. And we're going to lower the opacity again now to 16%. Okay. So, Thank you very much, Taffle, for that. Mars had suggested donating time rather than money to do the transcription. I feel very strongly that community efforts should be hosted for the glory of the community. If you want to make fan art, you don't have me put it in my videos without paying you. You host it on your Twitter or your Tumblr or whatever. If you want to write transcripts of my videos and then put them up on, like, LimeWire or Napster or whatever people download stuff, or have them on your Joe Hill's fan website, that's great. But if I put it on YouTube, that is me using it for my business, and you deserve to be paid. You are not getting credit if you aren't self-hosting it, if you aren't the authority on that. And if you aren't getting the full upside there, you should be paid in cash. How do I feel about Dream admitting to cheating? Dream should have admitted to cheating a long time ago, and trying to lie about it and then hoping no one would notice it was not cool. I don't know Dream personally, but in my opinion, the entire situation was very poorly handled by someone acting like a child. I don't know if Dream actually is, like, 12, but I'm not going to come in here and make fun of a 12-year-old for being bad at this stuff, but this is clearly a child who is bad at this stuff. If Dream is somehow not a child, which I cannot comprehend given how the situation has been handled, then that's not my problem. Somebody else should stress about that, but it's legitimately not okay. Don't share personal information about people, Imja. Don't like, I don't know how old this person is. Don't share their age. That's not cool. You come in here posting people's information, they're gonna get timed out or banned. That's not cool. Don't do that. That's Somebody says Dream is not a child. I have seen no evidence to the contrary. You know, Frank Abagnale was like 15 when he did all those scams. I don't know why y'all think children are incapable of committing crimes or lying to airlines or banks. Okay. Okay. Okay, Frank Abagnale was a famous con artist who, in some ways, got more famous by lying about what a great con artist he was. So basically, there's a whole thing where, like, he had a book and then a movie called Catch Me If You Can, where he was played by Leonardo DiCaprio. And so it's one of those things where it's like, okay, so you get caught for being a con artist, and then you write a fake memoir where you lie about which cons you pulled off. Because nobody knows. You're a con artist. Maybe you did it, maybe you didn't. But, like, the thing is, though, when he started committing these crimes, he was like 15. So, like, it's, like, yeah. But, like, he grew a beard very young, and so he could get away with things because people assumed he was an adult. Blaze Anarchy Banana says, imagine conning people into thinking you're a great con artist. That's the thing, is Frank Abagnale lied about, like, so many of the most amusing things he did, but that's what makes him such a good con artist. He's a better con artist than he is in the stories because he was able to sell America on the stories. Yeah, he sold a book off it and a movie. Leonardo DiCaprio plays him in the movie. Tom Hanks is in the movie as the Fed who chases him. It's like a thing. This guy is world famous. Like, I know I'm old, so, like, y'all don't care about this stuff, but, like, yeah. It is a good movie. It's a good book, but it's a good book because he's good at lying about what a good con artist he is. He didn't pull off 90% of the stuff he did in the book or the movie. But, like, it's a whole thing. Okay, so I think we're finally ready to record the intro to this episode. Start recording. You know what? We shouldn't start here. Gonna go downtown, down. Tango, we're going down ladders. You know I'm number one in a portal. La da 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 da. I am immortal. That might not be true. I haven't tested that. Nobody test that. And we are recording HermitCraft Season 7, Episode 84, Segment Alpha, Take 1. Get rid of the rockets. And the trousers and the boots. Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee, and I hope y'all are keeping cool this summer. I am standing atop this air conditioning unit. It might be an actual HVAC, HVAC, which is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. The "and" is silent in that. But you know what? We have a lot to do this episode. You might see that there's this wall of faces over here, and a little B-dubs back there in the background. You know, if I can't fit my face on the wall of faces, I guess I could always put my head in front of B-dubs's, and I'll be the cutest ever. I'm just joking. I'm already the cutest ever. Look at me face. But in the meantime, we got some work yet to do in the Nether. Now, y'all might have seen me working on those lanterns and cubes a couple episodes ago. Oh, boy. This shopping district, we are at the end of the road on that. The frame rate here, we got to put her down. But you know what? We're going to head back up to the bedrock roof here. I got something to show y'all. So we're going to do a soft cut there while I ban this guy. And the HVAC might be for and cooling. I don't know. That's a good point. No! Do not destroy this vine in the very... Oh, no! No! We are so close to the end of the season. I don't want to go fix that. Welcome to 1 hour of Joe Hill sobbing and unusable footage. No! Come on! If I go down there to fix it, it's only gonna get worse. No! we'll worry about that later. I should probably make this video actually an hour long, so when people hear that, they think that's actually how it's gonna go. But don't worry, folks. I might not inflict that on you. Although, if I keep walking down the wrong direction of the hallways, this episode might be an hour long. It's fine. So up here, above Tango Tech's portal, we have our hub with our gorgeous little You Are Here box with a lamp on top of it. Then we have another You Are Here box with a 1:1 pixel to block ratio lamp. Then we have an additional one with a 2:1 ratio, 3:1 ratio. You know, I kind of just kept going with it. And, you know, so that got me thinking, like, how far could I go with it? Because, I mean, we might have, you know, a few weeks left on the server. Who knows at this point? And so I got to figure out a big project. So I thought, well, okay, 8 blocks for every 1 pixel. So I was like, what does that look like in terms of pillars? And I was like, oh, well, that's going to get us basically up to build height. Huh. And, you know, so I'm going to have to build the bottom of the next lantern at build height. I won't be able to build the whole lantern going all the way up. But, I mean, that's fine. Very few people are probably actually going to ever fly up here. But, you know, so then I was like, okay, well, what does that look like in terms of the faces of the cube? And I started laying this out, and it's not perfect. Obviously, there's still a lot of room for improvement. I have to, you know, fill these in here like so. But, like, each of the increasingly large cubes has had some level of abstraction to it. And so I'm trying to, you know, kind of generally embrace that and do the best I can with what I've got here. So by kind of having a few blocks that hint at the overall size of the pixels, maybe every 8 blocks or so, I have another line going up and down to kind of just convey the idea that this is the this line, you know? Kind of fill it in some. I'm still noodling on it a little bit, but like I have the rough core concept, and I think it's gonna look okay when people are flying over here. I mean, it's definitely large, and that counts for something, right? I guess we'll have to see. Time skip. Okay, wait, where's my face? Face back. There it is. Okay. So, let's see. So Queen Dark Lady says, while I certainly appreciate Joe's insistence on paying the people who do work for him, it does make it hard to barter goods and services. The thing is, though, that when somebody said, hey, I'll do this for free, they didn't say, I'll do this in exchange for $15 an hour worth of goods or services. Barter is totally different from exploitation of labor. Like, if somebody has the energy to volunteer, I want them to volunteer for a local nonprofit, not for my financial benefit, right? So transcribing videos from a local nonprofit could be way more beneficial on the whole than transcribing my videos. Like, that's... this is the sort of thing, too. Like, when people... Before I had paid moderators for the Discord, people were like, well, I want to moderate your Discord for free. And I'm like, I want you to use that energy to moderate a community that's not for profit. And we're just going to have to agree to disagree. Like, I can't feel okay with you working for free for me when you could be working for free for a nonprofit. You know, I'm looking at this, and I think it would look so much better if I just kind of did this here. Because, like, if you go and do good work for a nonprofit, there might be ways that that makes my daughter's life better 30 years from now that I can't even imagine. You know, like, I don't, like I said, like, this stuff doesn't revolve around me. Even though my work might be important to me, like, what you are capable of is broader than my fandom. And I want to see folks going out there and creating benefits out there. I don't know. Let's go ahead and try making this one like this. And I'm going to regret this, because when I get to the top, it's going to be a real pain. There's a face cam. You can see my eye. If I search for eyeball right here. Eyeball. I'm not going to recreate the signs of the original cube. Dang it. Thanks, creepy noises. I feel better already. And now we're out of glass. So maybe we do need to go get more sand. I think I can admit that. Which of these is almost empty? I still have sand or glass and something. Got a little bit of gray stained glass. Okay. I think we need to go to the ender farm. Where's the ender farm? It's through Cubs, which we can get to. Going down here. Please, no guests. But there's none of those hoglins over here. Trouble. Dang it. I think I'm getting tired. It is late, but it's also Saturday, so I kind of want to keep going. Options, music and sounds, hostile creatures off. It's in our offhand. Maybe put this one on. Grab some carrots from X's farm on the way out. Where's X's farm? No, I can see you, Grace Window. I switched back. I remembered. I remembered this time. But yeah, no, I had to send a message to another hermit real quick. In the middle by the portal out. Okay. Sometimes I think of things and I'm like, oh, I'm actually gonna follow through on this rather than just going, why don't I do this later? Okay. I'm reading from comments, I'm reading comments from YouTube, Twitch, and the Discord. So I think we're good. Put this here. We can offload. Oh yeah, I'm starting to get tired. I refuse to accept this, but it's still true. I'm not too tired to mine sand. But am I too tired to get out of here safely? Oh, this is like this is the sort of mistake I would make when I'm tired. Is I would be like, yeah, I'll be good, and then I'll die and lose all my stuff in the void. It's in the chest right by the hole. Okay. Let's go up. Okay, I'm going to try to find this chest without actually screwing this up. Oh, that's a good chest. Yeah, we're going to take those. Nobody else is left except for Scar, and he doesn't come out here. He's afraid of any dimension but the overworld. So, okay. Yeah, we're going to turn mob sounds back on. Oh, boy. Hey, what's up, Incredible Mike? Okay. Okay, so to get to the mining desert... Oh, you know I should put something gold on. Oh my gosh, I didn't leave anything gold in this chest. Let's go back and get our gold helmet, just to be safe. Okay. I keep wanting to believe in myself. I'm like, I can do this. But like, I'm like, my body's just like, go rest. Go clean the apartment and get ready for bed. You have many meetings tomorrow. It's Sunday. I don't want to have many meetings. Okay, so we need to go to the mining mesa and desert. Yeah, I know I need to disconnect and reconnect for time lapses, but like, I honestly I don't think this is time lapse worthy at this point. Like, we just need this just needs to get done. Okay. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it a night here, folks. Okay, so one of the things that made me not really want to go is that I don't really know a lot of people who are streaming right now. I see that Kingpinner Classics is streaming some Jurassic Park. I haven't rated him before. I'm hoping he's cool. So when we go, be polite, say, howdy y'all, Joe Hill's raid here. I've watched the stream once and he seemed fine, but like, it's not somebody I know personally very well. So apologies if this is not a good raid, but I think this guy seemed cool when I watched it last time. He's playing the Jurassic Park pinball table. He has a pretty cool game room with some cool lighting, good overlays. Yeah, so when we get there, say howdy, y'all. Joe Hills right here. And until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee.